Time to use our imaginations. Time to turn on that engine inside of us that can imagine, that can see color inside your heart, that can imagine seeing a dragon manifest, seeing it blow out fire if you want, or having him holding a lasso and lassoing a diamond that was tossed from a Red Sea. Whatever you want to imagine, turn on that part of you right now. Now is the time. And also, now is the time to turn on our analytics. Right? We've been thinking in terms of square. We've been thinking in terms of picture plane. We've been thinking in terms of working within that square rectangle frame, that grid frame, the structure, that template. And now I want us to still, we'll always have a focus, because that shape is just, it's with us. We use it as a point of measure and as a guide, and it works well with the science of perspective, so we honor it, or I honor it. Right? So that's the square, the rectangle. And that's the thing that we've been looking at in terms of just, helping us find that glass of water study, helping us find our full figure in perspective. Or for some, we're using the square to see what our hand may look like. How deep is our hand? How wide is our hand? What is the length of our hand? If our hand fit into a box, what size of a box would that be? These questions. We're turning on that engine. Trying to break down and see things in a square, right? We think about a square and then a box, right? Box is, all these, rectangle, it's like rectangle is in the square family, you would say. We're just working within these concepts. And now we're going to kind of reach further in, and I'm introducing everyone to this artist, or, my Art 15 Group 1, I'm introducing you to Ad Reinhardt, and he's known as a abstract expressionist painter, but for now, and I chose him because, in particular, he was an abstract expressionist painter who, he really spent a lot of time studying the square, and he would make these solid black paintings of the square, or, just solid paintings of the square to almost exercise this curiosity that we have. And not only a curiosity we have, but this necessity we have to continuously understand and build our relationship with the square or the rectangle. These four points, that give us guide and measure. And help us see things in dimension, see things with perspective and more clarity. So Ad Reinhardt was an artist who was, conceptually, building this these curious forms of questioning, and for a period of time he was hired to create art cartoons, like comics about art, and I want us to look at them, for this time period. And what we're going to do with Ad Reinhardt is we're going to use this as an opportunity to transition, right? We've been doing a lot of observational drawing, and we've been doing a lot of also experimenting with materials, pushing, outside the box thinking, but really focusing in on observation. Right? So now we're going to segue into another realm, and this realm is going to be even more into the realm of imaginative, and also more in the realm of working from within and out, rather than outward in, right? So we're going to just be looking and kind of switching our body gears and acknowledging that that we're going to turn on that imagination, and we're going to acknowledge it, right? And we're going to look at artists who acknowledge the subconscious realms. We're going to look at artists who acknowledge these realms that come from the inside, and we're going to acknowledge artists who work from that preset, and still acknowledging this all of the elements and principles of design, and still really understanding all the different ways that we approach drawing, as a tool, as a way to develop ideas, as a way to develop our own visual concepts, our way of seeing our unique perspective in the world. Drawing is a tool to allow us to understand our place here. And from that, we can use drawing as a way to create a vision for ourselves. And with that vision, drawing has a way of finding ignition if you let it. So drawing is very powerful. So we're going to be turning in that idea of giving in to this, where we are going to turn on our imaginative engines, right? And we're going to just kind of fall into it. And also, we're going to continue to think in an observational way, and also in an analytical way, as we, use our analytics to decide how we are technically agile with our materials, and how our breath is in terms of our confidence in our use of material, and that relationship we have with what we are, with what the goal is, and how comfortable or not comfortable we are with this process, and I'm always, Professor VGJ is always asking to pay attention to these intervals, to call it that, because we're really looking for steady breathing and paying attention to our breath, and also paying attention as best as possible to accepting the challenge right before you, the drawing challenge, and I like to think about all of my drawing assignments that I give out as a kind of, for those that are familiar with, music, Thelonious Monk, how, if Thelonious Monk was, why he gets to be Thelonious Monk and play this beautiful riff of music is because he just, he studies his notes every day, and these drawing exercises, are us studying these notes so that we can, allow ourselves to riff, into our own, Thelonious Monk. Thelonious Monk is a wonderful visionary, and we all have that visionary in us, and through drawing and through kind of allowing for this fantasy to surface within the confines of a drawing, through the confines of this, acknowledgement that we are turning on our imagination, and we're allowing our hand, our eye, and the tools that we're using, we're allowing whatever manifests, however abstract, however analytical, however it looks. We're going to allow for whatever comes, and we're going to allow our imagination to surface from within. So this is what we're turning on today, October 31st.